Good evening. My name is Daniel Young. I'm the owner and founder of Adaptive Perspective and the Adaptive Perspective social media platforms. My whole point of this is to help you make your dreams a reality. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you know I like strategy. You really know I like targeted strategy. And that awareness is key because I'm going to keep sifting all these fun financial memes and emails and then comparing our strategy to those strategy, along with just some everyday down to earth common sense. So disclaimers. It's an unedited video. Case in point, who knows what you'll hear in the background as I film these in my house. Our little kitten is feeling pretty needy right now, being home all day by himself. So who knows if you'll see him. I am not specifically talking about closed-end funds, and I am not a financial advisor. I am a financial strategist. And uh, the addition, who knows, hopefully just for today, maybe for the next couple videos, is my allergies are crazy. They go up and down. So if I sneeze, cough, snuffle, or anything else on this video, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's just the way it is. All right, so I'm not out to slander anybody. I'm interested in separating the good from the bad. When it comes to financial advice, really just any advice, because none of us want bad advice. So I am operating off a board on my Pinterest page. Pretty much every social media platform I have has some type of banner like this one. We're operating off this board for memes. And if you scroll to the bottom of that board, and I've covered a lot so far, but with 540 memes and counting, like I think I've got at least maybe 7 more on my phone to upload. We're on this section today, or this one today, with Buffett's 10 rules. I don't know if it's his specific 10 rules, but it is an interesting 10 rules. And I posted this reply earlier because everybody's got an opinion, and these people can have their opinion, but they're from my angle, they're looking at it from the wrong perspective. Now, I'm not going to read you all 10 of these because you can either A, pause the video and look at it as you go. You can head to Pinterest and check out my page and read it for yourself. Uh, biggest idea with this is you have to know why you're on whatever type of financial freedom journey you're on. Do you are you looking to start a side hustle? Are you looking to make money on the side to then help your primary source of income? Are you looking to take over your primary source of income? Are you looking to supplement a retirement? Are you looking to have money to spend on trips? Are you looking to retire early? Are you looking to beat the individual or the overall financial system and have passive income? Are you looking for some measure or some combination of those things? Are you looking to uh, just build a financial juggernaut? Are you looking to create wealth? Are you looking to create generational wealth? And what the people, well, besides Astar or Ats Sharp, whatever, what these two people don't understand is there's a difference between rich and wealthy, and they're allowing their emotions to downplay the important messaging of the 10 rules. Now, I don't know if they are Buffett's 10 rules. I mean, anybody could have made this meme or this poster and just made up the rules on their own. But whether you like somebody or not, whether you completely agree with them or not, you can still learn something from them. And you can either learn something from their failures or you can learn something from their successes and apply that to your own life. You learn, adapt, and improve as you go. Now, the railway comment. When Biden entered office, he canceled the Keystone Pipeline. The railway that made the most profit was Buffett's. Buffett's Buffett donated a ton of money to Biden's campaign. You can have your own political stance on that. I have my own political stance on that, but I will try to avoid this video. But the kickback of him donating a lot of money to that campaign was the Keystone Pipeline got shut down, and Buffett's railway system profited. The other one is uh, numbers 1 and 2. You start off rich. Well, you can read numbers 1 and 2, and I have no idea how Warren Buffett started. I have no idea what his family situation was, but it doesn't sound like he started off as rich. Rich is a comparative term. You're comparing different people's income, you're comparing different people's appearances. You can appear rich, you can appear richer than somebody else, you can appear poorer than somebody else. Just because of how you appear doesn't automatically make you wealthy. And just because you have more money than somebody else doesn't automatically make you wealthy. Uh, Wealth would be how many days of wealth you have, how many days you could go without having to work a full-time job or without having to work in order to gain money to use as income. Um, your overall perspective, like the overall point and driving focus of this financial freedom journey you're on, or whatever kind of financial journey you're on, matters. Because if you don't really know why you're playing the game, then there's no measure of whether you succeed or not. But there also is just no point to the whole thing. Like if you're just playing to play, like if you have a full-time job because you have to pay your bills and you're hoping to retire, but you really have no idea, there's no fix for that. There's no driving force to leave that system. But if you want to actually create something, like what's the overall number one reason why you're doing what you're doing? And I could say that ours would be to have enough money to buy property. But if we had enough money to buy property, then we would have enough money to buy my wife's dream car, which would be a lot cheaper than property, or or buy a house that would not be on that property. So our number one driving force is to create generational wealth. And if we can create generational wealth, then that would allow us to then accomplish the dreams that we have, the classic car, the property, the house, the business, all that stuff. But we would also be able to pass that on. So in creating generational wealth, it would not be created for just our generation. It would be something we can pass along. And the stark reality or the harsh reality of that is, as much as I want to accomplish my dreams and my wife's dreams and my family's dreams, if we create generational wealth, there's the offhand chance that that wealth might not be for my generation. Now, I really want to accomplish my dreams of owning a deer ranch and doing all the stuff. That is the goal. Like that's my dream. That's our combination of goals we're working towards, which would be the dreams, right? But if that was the why, then we would be purposeless once we accomplish those things. And just because I want property and a business and my wife wants the house and all the stuff, right? Doesn't mean our daughter wants the same thing. Um, so to accomplish generational wealth, yes, we would yes, it would allow us to do these things, but it would also be sustainable, and that it's something that we can actually pass on to our daughter instead of just a lot of debt. Now, yes, whenever we die and she inherits whatever, uh, past value essentially gets nixed in Texas, at least. Past value gets nixed. So uh, if we bought our house at 200 and it's worth 400 grand, if we sell it, we're paying taxes on that 200 grand profit. If she inherits it at 400 grand, her taxes are zero. And then her wealth accumulation starts from there. So on our end of things, this 10 rules does offer a lot of insight. And I'm not going to read you the number one thing, but I am going to spin it a different way. So the reinvestor profits. Warren Buffett owns Berkshire Hathaway, and they have all these different levels of share buy-in. But if you buy the top grade share, you're paying $40,000 a share for one share of Berkshire Hathaway. They don't pay a dividend. They their whole purpose of that company, of how it's set up, is they're invested all over, and their investments pay dividends. But instead of sending those dividends to the shareholders of the company, Buffett reinvests those dividends into his company, so it just grows more. And I understand why he does it, but as a shareholder, I mean, one, you're looking at an elite group of people, right? Who can pay 40 grand a share to get into a company, and you're hoping that company grows over time. In the closed-end fund world, which I'm not going to try to get into a ton because I don't want to take up quite honestly, I don't want to take up a ton of time explaining the system. But in the closed fund world, you can buy into Berkshire Hathaway through a closed-end fund, and you can generally buy into it for less than $10. And you get access to Berkshire Hathaway and a lot of other things. Think of a mutual fund, which with a much better payout. So you get access to Berkshire Hathaway and Amazon, Google, and Apple, and all these things, Microsoft, all these companies that don't pay dividends or pay really crappy dividends. You own this closed-end fund, and they're paying out a lot of dividends. Like they're paying out 7, 8, 9, 10% of dividends. So I'd much rather, I mean, I would love access to Berkshire Hathaway, but one, I don't have just 40 grand I can throw out and invest in one share. And there's no reward for owning the company. The hopeful gain of overall value in relation to inflation, but that may or may not happen. But if I own a closed-end fund, then I can get access, and I get a pretty rich dividend for owning all of those things. And Warren Buffett can continue to reinvest his profits into his company growth, and then it's kind of win-win from my angle. But I don't like single stocks because well, a lot of reasons. It's individual risk. It's generally crappy dividends. It's non-diversified. It's not diversity for the sake of diversity, but it's non-diversified. Uh, but I'm off track. So back to the 10 rules here. Uh, None of that, like all of that's important, but at the same time, none of that really matters if you don't know why you're playing the game. So if you could, in your own mind, or write it out, if you could figure out what's the number one driving force of your financial freedom journey, you can only have one. It's not to do all these things. Like our dreams are our dreams. Classic car, ranch property, house, pool, successful business, right? Successful in the sense of it's profit generating, uh, rental income properties, right? Those are our dreams. The why of that is, why are we doing all of those things? So if you can isolate, or if you can narrow down the one reason you're doing all of these other things, that becomes the driving force. So it's tons of people can tell you what they do for a living, what they do on the side, what they're trying to work toward. Some people can tell you how they're doing it. They can tell you the strategy behind it. Very few people can tell you why. And if we met on the street and it's like, hey, what are you up to? And you told me, I'd be like, that's interesting. Very few people will ask you why. And if you come back with, actually, I don't know, it doesn't help you connect with people. But if you can start with why are you doing this? And then you look at how that happens, and then you look at what you get. It helps you organize things in your mind, and it helps make these 10 rules and a lot of other financial advice either make sense, or you start sifting out the good from the bad. Because when 10 rules to this sounds interesting, and you read it, and if you don't really know what's going on, then you don't really know if it's good or bad advice. It sounds good, but is it good? But once you start to dig into finances and you're driving towards your dreams through the use of having that system, why, how, what, then as you start to look at all these different financial memes, you'll start to see that a lot of them are just crap. And some of them are okay, and this very small percentage actually, excuse me, are actually decent. So start with why, read everything, be challenged, right? Don't just write somebody off as oh it's he's successful because he's rich. Bull crap. Buffett uh Buffett has a mind for business act or like a business minded business acumen, but at the same time he worked for what he got. It's not that it was given to him. Okay, and it's the people that trusted him with money early on. Yes, they gave him money, but then he also had to go and invest it and make something with it. So you can't, like these people, you cannot just write this off for whatever negative emotion you have towards the guy. Right. The biggest place where Buffett and I disagree is his end goal is to donate the vast majority of his wealth to the Gates Foundation, which is just going to use it to help spread the WHO and UN message that we should have one world order. I don't want one world order. I want my family to have generational wealth. So I don't have plans to give anything away. But we share the idea that he didn't get into this and I didn't get into this to be famous. We want to help people, right? We want to generate wealth. If my videos get trashed, they get trashed. If we disagree on things, that's okay because we're different people and we have different opinions. If 100 years from now somebody makes a meme of this, well, guess what? I'll be dead. I can't, my legacy is not this. If I help you, I want to help you. Like that's why I make these videos. But at the same time, my goal is generational wealth and to talk to people about money and to help you figure out your dreams and your why and help you make those things happen. But that's all part of the strategy and the outcome of our overall process of generational wealth. It's explaining our journey and then explaining our overall strategy just by video. So very different video, I'm sure, than, well, it's a very different video from a lot of the finance stuff I watch. Um, so my advice is whether you like somebody or not, see what they're saying and evaluate what they're saying, as opposed to, oh, Warren Buffett, I don't like his railroad, or he started off rich. Take a minute, keep the self-righteous pride in check, keep the emotions in check, and read what's been given, and then evaluate it based on what it means, what it meant for him, and if there's anything you can take away from it. Is there anything you can learn, anything you can adapt in your system, any grain of anything that'll help you forward, right, into your own journey. So honestly, that's all I got. Otherwise, I will keep talking in circles. So if you like the content, consider subscribing to my channel. Hit the like button because it really does push these videos out to other people. And then head over to Facebook and join my group there called Navigate Your Finances, where I talk about everything. Our 12 steps to it's that strategy. It's our why is generational wealth. Our how is these 12 steps. And what we get is the ability to accomplish our dreams. So whatever you have in front of you, whatever kind of journey you're on, I talk in metaphors, whatever kind of journey you're on, you are the captain of that ship. That ship will float aimlessly if you don't tell it where to go. Your crew will fight you every step of the way if you don't tell and share why you're on this journey. Captain your ship. If you look at the old pirate maps, you've got the ship on one side. On the other side of the map is this island with X marks the spot. And the captain is hoping to get to that island, right? But then there's life beyond the island. So your dreams exist on that treasure island, and then you have to live beyond that. And your whole journey, what you're working on, is taking you to that why. And then you continue to live in that why after you accomplish your dreams. So, whatever it is in front of you, you really do. You have the power to make it happen, but it's not going to happen on its own, right? That boat will float. I mean, maybe it hits the ground, maybe it runs ashore, maybe it runs aground, maybe it gets scraped up, maybe it leaks. But that boat will take you where you want it to go if you will knowingly, purposefully captain that ship and tell it where to go. So whatever you have for the week, I hope it goes well. Say a prayer for me. I hope my allergies go away soon. Uh, and let's see. I'll be on Facebook Live tomorrow. And then I've got a video coming up this weekend on our closed-in fund system. And then I'll post another video next week or continue posting these weekly meme review videos, or maybe email reviews, depending on what happens. So whatever you have for the week, I hope it goes well. See y'all in another video. Bye-bye.